Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of So Far So Happy. Well, today's a special day. It's Earth Day. Uh, when I think of the Earth, I think of ways to, help, um, or not help, but maybe just us to go back to nature. It's our mother. It's Mother Nature. We kind of forget sometimes that this is our home. I mean, it's not just where we live in our homes, like this earth. It's our home. so it it makes me feel very humble. Um, to realize that I'm here, that I'm here in this beautiful planet. I'm alive. I'm here, in this physical reality. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have that humbleness today. Must be my Virgo. And talking about Virgo, because that is my sun sign. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about today, which it's about the positions I feel are the most important in your natal chart. Those positions, the four most relevant positions, at least to start, when you're just starting to know and understand this chart, because guess what? It's complicated. It is so complicated. Astrology works at so many levels. First, why it's important for you to know these positions. And I think it's very important because hasn't it happened to you sometimes that you listen to the horoscope, it doesn't really applies to you. When I didn't know this, I didn't relate to my horoscope. I was like, no, that's not happening. I don't feel like that. Yeah, but maybe, but is it I don't know. Hasn't it happened to you? Hasn't it happened to you that you just don't relate to whatever they're saying in your horoscope? So I believe that's kind of frustrating. It's frustrating to not relate to it, because it's like you just doesn't work. This astrology thing is BS. And it's like, no, it's just that we're looking at it in the wrong way. We are identifying ourselves with one energy with the sun, and yes, the sun is super, super important. The sun is the king. But it is not everything about us. We are not just the sun. We are the entire universe. That's what we are. That's why we have this picture that tell us everything. What is our sun? What is our moon? So how do we get to know these energies, and we can discover more things about us, not just the typical, you're supposed to be like this if you're a Pisces, or no. There is more to us. So how can we start familiarizing ourselves with the energies and the planets, and who we are, and the role that we are playing in this reality? The most important four positions are the ascendant, the sun, the moon, and in my humble opinion, the North Node, Rahu, or Rahu in Vedic astrology. Why do I think they're so important? So let's start with the ascendant. The ascendant, which is the I think the trickiest one to get for many people, because some people don't know the time they were born, exactly the time. So that's what the ascendant tells you. The ascendant is the first sign, is the sign that was rising when you were being born. And the ascendant rules, like as you can see in my case, I'm an ascendant Libra, and the ascendant rules your personality, So sometimes the horoscope actually is more accurate with your ascendant, and that's why the ascendant sometimes can take even more of a protagonic role in our life, because it's kind of like our personality and the way we portray ourselves, and how we are perceived in the exterior or the physical world, I think. Yeah, that's the ascendant, the physical, the personality. It's the first house. It's your physical reality, so that's why sometimes the horoscopes are really much more accurate when you actually listen to your ascendant, because it's your physical reality. So that's the ascendant. Very important, and very useful for us to start like, oh yes, I do act a little like, I realize that about myself. Like I kind of just want to make everybody happy sometimes. sometimes because I am not just my ascendant, nor I am just my sun, which is the second one that I will talk about, which is, like I said in the beginning, is the center of attention, is energy, like how like we shine, in the area also too that we shine the most. The sun is your essence. It's sometimes we don't like our essence. Like in my case, for a long time I was like, Virgos are boring. work. And yes, we do work a lot, and we see pride in our work, and we kind of just wanna put it all in there, So, but I didn't see it that way. I just thought, we're just so boring. We just work, But it's to actually like to understand how that energy plays on you and how it satisfies you, not just turns you down, but it actually makes you feel good, and like, oh yeah, I have this. My sun is in Virgo. I am metallic, and I am organized, and I can get annoying, but it is my essence, It is my essence. So I appreciate my essence of servitude, of being there to help people, or like I embrace it, and it's that is our sun, or essence, or spirit. And then we go for the moon, and wow, the moon, it's quite of you're emotional. The moon rules your emotions, your emotional body. The moon is a reflector, so it's also what we receive from people, or what we think we receive from our world, and how we internalize everything that happens outside of us, outside. Um, so to me, the moon, for females, I believe sometimes the moon is even more noticeable, because we rule by the moon. We rule by the moon, and we move with the moon cycles. And although we kind of have lost or ability, or synchronization with the moon, but it's still there, you know, we still have it. um, so it's a very important factor of our personal life, of our emotions, you know, how are we feeling, how uh, I think it also has to do a lot with traumas. You know, the moon is the reflector, and it's like that negative energy that just takes everything in. You know, and depending on where it is situated, on on what sign and what house, then you can kind of have an understanding of how do you deal with your feelings, with your emotions, with your inner world. You know, I think the moon is like kind of that aspect of ourselves that we don't even know. It's kind of unconscious part, you know, we see bits of it sometimes, but we don't really see the full picture. You know, it can play games on us too. So in my case, I am a moon in Aquarius. And so, whew, I still have, like, I think it's actually the aspect that I still have difficulty understanding, because the moon, I just I can't help not admiring it and feeling by it, you know, like I can, and I love it, but oh, sometimes it's like, because it opens up doors, you know. I think the moon is that door that between our conscious and unconscious, you know. So sometimes if we're not ready for it, you know, if we're not ready for the information, it can be quite frightening. Or, but yeah, just try to, you know, realize where is my moon, and read about it, watch a video on YouTube. There's so many, like, people out there, amazing people out there, giving out their knowledge and saying this is what it means. And I'm not saying that you are gonna like agree with everything, but if you start putting pieces together, then you're like starting to realize, oh yes, I do, you know, like, yes, I do this, yes, I do, like, I don't know, that's getting to know yourself, because it's fun when you kind of like, maybe sometimes you have behaviors that you're like, ah, why do I do this, why do I always end up doing this, you know. And it's like, maybe because you have a tendency, you know, to do that. And then you start feeling so guilty about everything that you do, or, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's not like, oh, yes, so my natal chart says that I am lazy because this or that, so I'm just gonna be lazy. No, it's not like that. It's really not like that. It's like, it's recognizing and accepting parts of yourself, and if you find them beneficial to you, then awesome, keep pursuing, keep working on them, you know. But if you find out that maybe you're into like a vicious cycle, you know, that you're not getting out of the same situation, and that you keep falling for the same over and over again, then you're like, oh, okay, you accept it, and then you find ways, because that's the thing, when we understand something about ourselves, we that's the first step, you know. If we want to change something, the first step is to acknowledge what is the change that we want to make, and voila. So yeah, and the last position, which I think it's very important, it's the North Node, or Rahu, in Vedic astrology. And that North Node is this guy right here. As you can see, mine is in Sagittarius. The North Node rules your karmas. your past lives. So yes, I mean, that too has impact on your life. It kind of gives you a bit of an idea of what you have to work on in this life, because whatever Rahu is, whatever sign it is, it's telling you what you didn't finish on your past life, or lives. The North Node rules kind of your obsessions, like maybe what you're really passionate about, something that you can even get obsessed over, obviously depending on what sign and what house. Is it beneficial? Is it not? It's the North Node. It's actually a malefic in Vedic astrology, so so it's a difficult position for all of us, because it's karmic. It's karmic, it's like it it's totally unconscious, if the moon is sometimes conscious and sometimes unconscious. I believe Rahu is like, you just don't know. You just don't know. Because you're maybe some behaviors you have no idea where you got it from. It's like, why? Because, or some talents too. Talents. I think they also come with Rahu, their abilities to do something. Or sometimes you're being passionate about something. Like, it's kind of like that thing that you have to complete, that you didn't complete the last life, so now you have to get back to it and do it. And sometimes it's in relationships, in career. I mean, like I said, it depends. So yeah, those are what I think the most important positions of your natal chart. I hope you found that interesting and that you can start navigating through your natal chart and asking questions. Feel free to comment and tell me your positions and how you feel about them. And how, like, I don't know if it was useful for you to know how, and to put it all together, how does it feel to put things together and realize, yes, we are much more complex than we think, like, of course we didn't relate to the horoscope because we're just putting ourselves in this box, and yes, the sun, it's super 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 important. But it's not everything about us, we're made of everything. We have everything. We're all made with the same components, just some of us have a little bit more of this and a little less of that, but we all come here with the same elements. We are ruled by the same planets, by the same energies. Um, let me know what you think, and if you can now listen to the horoscope and feel a lot more familiarized with it. To wrap it up before I leave, I want to pull out a card, and I don't know, this one is just right there, Discovery. And yes, I would like you guys to discover yourselves, discover who you truly are, discover what you came here for, and discover your spirit, discover your spirit, discover who are you, you know. Discover yourself, which is what we're doing here, or at least that's what I want to do. I think that I started to discover myself a few months ago, like, and I want everybody to discover themselves, you know.